This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning everyone. Good to Moed. We're continuing Mishna Berura Daf Hashavua. We're learning Siman Nun Gimel Siv Daled. We're learning the ingredients of a Shliach Tzibor. Mechaber says that Shliach Tzibor needs to be Hagon. What is Hagon? Reikon me'averos. He doesn't have a bad rap, even from his youth. He should be an anav. He should be desired by the people. He should have a melodious, sweet voice, and familiar with psukim of Tanakh. Says Mishna Berura Siv Katan Tezvav, he should not have a bad reputation from his youth. Dafka l'manoisa l'chadchila. That's, you can't appoint him initially. Aval haviroi, but to remove him ulasalkai achar, and ulasalkai achar shulchsuk shatz. But to remove him after he already got the job, ein lana, that we can't do. Since now he's clean. So in other words, a bad reputation when one was young, meaning if now he's good, but he had rumors about him when he was younger, so that's enough that he shouldn't be appointed l'chadchila, but not enough to remove him. Miu kishayatza alav ato shemra. But if he has a bad reputation now, v'ukala dolai pasuk, and it's a rumor that doesn't stop, afilu yachid moicha alav laha'avirai. Even an individual could protest to remove him. Ba'ayin lekaman b'siv chafei b've'er halacha, mashikasavnu mazeh, v'afil nisbar be'edim shechata. Now if it was clear with the edim that he sinned, im asa tshuva, ein ma'avir noisel l'kol yam. If he did tshuva, we don't remove him. Now, but we don't appoint him l'chadchila. Meaning, if somebody did something bad and he did tshuva, he can't be a shatz. We're not going to remove him from being a shatz, but we're also not going to appoint him. Bial dusai. So that is, we don't appoint a shatz if a bad rumor went out about him in his youth. Afil nizbar lanu sh'asa az tshuva al za'inyan. Even if it's clear he did tshuva. Afil hachi ein lamanos l'chadchila shel tzibor. You should not appoint him l'chadchila as a shliach tzibor. Shliach tzibor shekvar haviruhu. A shliach tzibor that was already removed. V'amad kach yomim v'shalmim v'haskamas hakol, and he remained that way for days and years with the consensus of the community. V'roitzim achshav l'manoisai, and they want to appoint him now. Have a ketchilas kabbalah. It's like a new appointment. V'afilu miyod yichayim lemchais. Even a minority could protest. Im hamoichim him hamanhigim. If those who are protesting are the leaders of the community, have a kilo moichem kalakal. It's like everyone's protesting. Im loy b'makam sheish boirim. Unless there's a place where there's like an official Chazan committee. V'yesh takana shel yishanus k'zei rasam. There's a takana not to deviate from what they say. Az ein moyel machas haparnasam. In such a situation, the leaders of the community cannot protest. Now he should be merutza la'am, kasa b'shus maharam mints, yizar achazin im yesh riv u'ktata ben shnei bali batim, sheyehe b'sheva al tasa. The Maharam Mit says that the chazan should be careful. If there's a fight between two balabatim, he should be passive. Hein b'dibor, hein b'maisa, hein b'gala, hein b'seisar, openly, with words, action, openly, secretly. He should not get involved in any disputes in the kehillah. Certainly, if there's some kind of fight with somebody who's not from the city, with one of the residents of the city, Tasi should not get involved. Even if that person is his mechutin or his relative. If there's some kind of ill will with someone in the tzibur, you have to set the matter forth before the rabbi, or the community of Fasher, and to reconcile, to do what's correct. If the lacking is from the other party, not from the Chazan, meaning if the problem here falls with the other guy, then there's nothing the Shiur Tzibur could do. Now, Shiur Tzibur who hates someone, in Sivkata Nun Zayin, the Mishna Berura says a shatz is mechuyev to say befeirosh that he removes all hatred and animosity toward that person. V'ragil lekrois, last Mishna Berura. Kedei she'ya psukim ha'ma'irav m'tachatzu stur mefiv, so that the psukim that are interspersed in the tefillah are familiar to him. Gam imeino ragil lekrois hu b'chlal meiser aznai mishmaya Torah gam tefillah seitayeva. Also, if he doesn't learn Tanakh, so then he's someone who doesn't learn. So we say about him, he removes his ear from listening to Torah. His tefillah is an abomination. You hear what the Mishna Berura is saying? Someone who doesn't constantly learn Tanakh can't be a Chazan. Why? Not only because he's not familiar with the psukim, because he's not about Torah. What do you mean? He learns Gemara every day. So yeah, but very nice. But he doesn't learn Torah. Torah is Torah Nevi'im and Ksuvim. If he doesn't learn Tanakh, he can't daven for the tzibur because he hates the Torah. If he hates the Torah, God doesn't listen to his prayer. I wonder if it doesn't sound like Rabbeinu Tam's svara that Bavli is Balal Min HaKol is going to help him out. In other words, a guy, he could be the biggest lamdin in the world. He said, when was the last time you learned Nevi'im Ksuvim? When I was in 7th grade. Very nice. You could be the rabbi of the shul. You can't be the chazan because you hate the Torah. You could give shiurim, but you can't daven for the amud. Why can't he hate the Torah? Because he removes the Torah from his ear. That's what the Eli Rabbah says. That's pretty strong. What about someone who davens a different nusach than the tzibur? The Minchas Yitzchak, Rav Shlomo Zalman, says that his private Shemona Esrei, he could daven his regular nusach. By Chazar Hashatz, he should daven the nusach of the tzibur. And when he's davening the silent Shemona Esrei, he should pay attention to the discrepancies. Rabbi Yashiv says that. Rabbi Vosner says that. I don't think you should do that, by the way. Rabbi Moshe says not. Rabbi Moshe says the silent Shemona Esrei, you should daven like the nusach of the tzibur. Because the whole reason why a shat says the silent Shemona Esrei is in order to arrange his tefillah. And I think that makes sense. The worst thing you could do if you're davening for the Amud is davening a silent Shemona Esrei different than you're davening for the Amud. So you're just preparing to stumble. And even if you won't make a mistake, you're preparing not to be smooth. Again, definitely there are many great poskim that say you're allowed to. But logically, it's hard to imagine why you should be allowed to. Unless you're a Houdini, that you could pull off your own nusach in the silent Shemona Esrei and then turn around and flawlessly daven the other nusach. Okay, weiter. Kasa Prima Gadam, B'Siman Tavkov Pei Aleph, Sif Aleph, Isa, the Rosh Hashanah, B'Yom Kippurim, B'Inan Shein Nasoi. For Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur you need to be married. Why? Because similar to Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippurim, Uben Shloishim, you need to be 30. By the way, someone who lost a wife, someone who's an alman, Mat Ephraim says you could continue to daven. Why 30? Because 30, the Bnei Levi were Roy Lavoid, and Tefillah is Keneged Avoida, and then your heart is more Nishbar V'Nidkeh. If you can't find someone who's 30, at least he should be 25. Now if you have two people, one's a Ben Torah Yirei Shamayim, who's less than 30 and not married, and the other is a Ish Pashat. He's married more than 30, Ben Torah comes first. What if you have one guy who's married, less than 30, one guy who's 30 but not married? I would go with the married guy. The Shevet Levi says married, yeah. What about you have one guy who's a Ben Torah, married, over 30, with the beard, doesn't have a great voice. The other guy has a good voice. He's not married, he's not 30. Reb Chaim says you go with the guy with the good voice. Because at least he's a chazan. The other guy might be 30 with the beard, but he's not a chazan. He could do other things. He could be a dayan. But why do we have to listen to him for 3 hours? Okay. Weiter. The rest of the year, it's even if he's not married. Someone who's married takes precedence over a bachar. Even if the bachar has a full beard. But I think the biggest chiddush we're learning today is that the Chazan has to be someone who's ragil, likrois, Torah, neviim, uksuvim. Otherwise, it's b'chlal meser, oznoi, mishmaya, Torah. By the way, and the chiddush here is, even if you're not a Chazan, if somebody's not ragil, likrois, Torah, neviim, uksuvim, it sounds like there's a gap in the learning. Okay, Rabbi Glatstein, have a great day. Bracha v'atzlacha, agatmayed.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.